You know, guys, I have a genuine question for you. What is happening right now in Call of Duty? I know in my last video we talked about karma and how, what goes around comes around, and now there's some shortcomings with Activision and COD, but the news lately has just been utterly horrible. There's gotta be some sort of curse or like jinx or hex all over Call of Duty right now, because no matter which way you turn, something is going wrong. And yes, I know, yo, typical Gooch Slicker, I know before you start commenting right now, I know you're fuming. I hear a very common complaint over here on the channel, Well, Fooly, you're always complaining, every video is negative, you do it for hate and views and Enough. Alright, I know mommy and daddy weren't giving you enough attention when you were growing up, so you don't really know how to handle the truth, even when it's negative. But worry not, cause I have something to remedy this. So to everybody who cries about me crying about bad news, I got you guys with some good news before we tear into Call of Duty right now. The first piece of good news is I made myself another rotisserie chicken dinner. And guys, this was amazing, alright? It's almost like the last rotisserie chicken that we roasted here on the channel, except this one doesn't keep talking after I cooked it. The second piece of good news is we hit over 26,000 subscribers. It was a breeze, you guys are crazy. Thank you so much, alright? And by the way, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. We're out here still trying to hit 30,000. Help the Scab Master out, you know what I'm saying? And the third piece of good news that is actually Call of Duty related was that the campaign, kind of teaser, cinematic, trailer thing, gameplay, show-off footage thing came out. And honestly, it looked pretty good to me. I'm still not a campaign guy, but honestly, it looked pretty nice. That whole throwing knife bomb thing, that thing's cool. I don't know if it belongs in multiplayer, but it looked cool to me. But unfortunately, guys, the good side of this video is gone. You hate to see it, sorry, but we got some actual things to talk about out here. So you guys know, as of recent, there's been just a plethora of just god-awful things going on in Call of Duty, alright? A very large portion of the Black Ops 6 multiplayer has been leaked, and not all of it looks all that good in my opinion. We had H2M get officially shut down and cease and desisted by Activision. Even if you have a way to play it, it's still nowhere near what its peak could have been, and that's only because of Activision. And as you saw in my last video, Modern Warfare 2019 Part 4 is confirmed to exist. You hate to see it. I don't know who the hell wanted that. In my opinion, all of Infinity Ward just belongs in the gulag, in the short bus, on Epstein Island. Keep these people the fuck away from producing Call of Duty titles. Please. But anyways, there's just been quite a bit of bad news lately. And trust me, to all you people that hope I have nothing left negative to talk about, this is one of those things, don't hate the player, hate the game, alright? Because the Scad Master would have nothing negative to talk about if there was nothing negative going on. So if there's anybody to blame, take it up with Activision, alright? But check this out from Doug Dimmadome Gooch Lickin' Warzone. He says, Warzone fans may have to wait longer than they originally expected for the iconic Verdansk map to return. Verdansk is reportedly set for Season 2 of Black Ops 6, but may be pushed back as Raven Software are reportedly behind on their project deadlines. Oh, Jesus. Delays, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not very good, especially when you consider the fact that this is a map that already exists. Okay, it's existed since 2019, and apparently Black Ops 6 has 4 years of development behind it. So, I'm actually genuinely curious, how the hell could you possibly be behind reintroducing a map that you've already made? And the Ghost of Hope responds with, no idea how they could be so far behind unless Black Ops 6 campaign /2025 is taking away devs and time /resources. And that sort of thing is not really the most ideal thing to hear, especially considering the fact we're talking about AAA titled games, AAA development studios, AAA publishing company, billions upon billions upon billions of dollars. The question remains, how? And with that, it just makes me think, all of these things that I just mentioned, H2M, Modern Warfare 2019 Part 4, Black Ops 6 leaks, delays in the development of the game, genuinely, what the hell is happening with Call of Duty? And look, we still haven't even mentioned MW 2019 Part 3, the current title. If you really want my thoughts and opinions on what's going on here, I'm just gonna throw these up. The fuck is this? I don't know what I'm looking at. And then we have Ghost as like MGK, I guess. I mean, this is one of those things that I could totally tell AI developed this one. I mean, you just go into ChatGPT, yo, here's Ghost. Make him like a 1990s punk rock star. And then you get this fucking concoction. This is what I mean when I say there has to be some sort of curse all over the Call of Duty community right now, because for all of these things to be happening essentially at the same time, it really just makes you think like, what even happened for us to get to this position? You know, some way, somehow, I blame Infinity Ward. Alright, like, I shouldn't even call them that at this point. They're called the Infinity Tards. Alright? Ever since these people and Joe Seacott created that disgusting concoction that we call MW 2019, things have just flipped on their head here in Call of Duty. We have delays everywhere, we have the existence of dogshit games, horrible gameplay mechanics, SBMM, actual good games by fans being shut down. Guys, I'm convinced it has to be some sort of curse. I don't know who did it. I don't know if it was Joe Seacott or maybe it was Bobby Cosby's farewell wish that Call of Duty just gets even worse. But guys, seriously, like, it's this sort of stuff where I look at the portion of the community that gets upset with me, right? Like the gooch lickers out there specifically. When all you guys can say in the comment section is, uh-oh, here we go, another negative video. Uh-oh, you're just complaining for views. And then we have the most bonehead, brain-dead, just caveman, somehow non-extinct content creators coming out of the woodworks talking about, oh, all you guys do is just rage bait.
Bro, what the f*** is you even talking about, bro?
Dude, like, you're not gonna look at the series of events that have unfolded over the last, like, month and not think to yourself, what the hell is happening? Like, trust me when I say this concept is not difficult to understand. If you want positivity and positive videos and positive content, then let me see some actual positive quality in these goddamn games.
Now listen!
Because I personally don't see it. Now, that doesn't mean that it's totally, completely, 100% negative. You know, I gave you guys a crumb of positivity at the start of the video. I don't know if it's enough for you guys, but all I'm saying is, I'll talk about good things in this game when there's good things to talk about. I've talked about zombies already. I've already said it looks alright. I think it would be pretty good. I think it's gonna be the best in the series since Black Ops 3. I've already said these things. I've said campaign looks good. I've said some of the mechanics could be pretty cool. I've said that some of the maps look pretty good. I've already said these things. I don't know if Activision and the Infinity Tards just strapped your guys' helmets on way too tight, because we've talked about good things here on the channel. I'm sorry you don't see it, but that's the truth. And as we've been discussing, the truth hurts, and I know the gooch slickers, they don't like listening to that. These guys cry more than they claim I cry.
No!
And guys, listen, I'm not even done sharing things about Black Ops 6 and just expectations that need to be set. You know, I really wanted to save this one for a separate video, and I think I will, so I'm just gonna flash this up on the screen very, very, very quickly. And if you caught a glimpse, then you would know we got a lot to talk about. But before I can talk about all that, I'm gonna try to answer this question as to what is happening with Call of Duty. Of course, I'm just throwing shit out of the wall talking about, you know, oh, we're cursed. But there is some actual legitimacy to be talked about when it comes to the state of what's happening with Activision, who at the very end of the day, you can blame the developers, you can blame the design, you can blame the mechanics, the maps, the game itself. At the end of the day, all of this stems from Activision. Could you guys just imagine, from all the things that I talked about in today's video so far, could you just imagine if it were simply the reverse? Okay, let's take it back right now. If all of the Black Ops 6 leaks never came out because, you know, maybe we had some actual competent people over at Sledgehammer Games and Activision who did not put their entire beta on the PlayStation database, then you'd see less negativity from the SCAD master. Fact or cap, is that true or not? Then we had the H2M mod being shut down. Imagine if they simply just didn't do that. Things would be significantly better in my opinion, because a lot of people would have a different option to play instead of the dreadful Black Ops 6 that we're likely to get in a couple of months. And then there was Modern Warfare 2019 Part 4. Imagine if Activision simply had said, hey, Infinity Ward, fuck you guys are fired because your games suck. They haven't been good since MW3 back in 2011, and arguably that's due to Sledgehammer Games anyways. Let me calm down. I know some of these takes are not for the virgin ears out there, alright? I understand it's kind of a tough pill to swallow sometimes, but it needs to be said, alright? Their games suck. And then we have the Warzone fans who are going to experience a delay when this was already delayed because if I'm not mistaken, Verdansk was supposed to come out at the start of Black Ops 6. Then it got pushed back to Season 2 because Activision wanted to milk as much money and hype as humanly possible. You know how it goes with these Warzone integrations, you know how it goes, guys. But then even that got delayed, so imagine if Activision just stopped with this tug and pull of teasing the community of something that they want and just pulling it away slowly in the name of getting more money out of you. Imagine if SBMM simply didn't exist in the way that it does today. All of these things stem with Activision, and I know we've talked about Activision a ton here on the channel, especially like in the last couple of weeks, and you know, I got my own personal beef with Activision. They're out here striking down my videos, if you know you know, so none of what I'm saying is because I'm fake mad or anything like that. I'm not just hating for views. You guys really need to understand that especially after they struck down my video, my anger towards Activision has not only been completely warranted, and it's been warranted this entire time, but it is very, very much real, guys. I am not faking it, alright? Nobody's gonna get their video struck and have a copyright strike on their channel and not be mad at the person or people that gave you that strike. It's safe to say that Call of Duty is simply not what it used to be, and you can see every single game MW 2019 to the present day has just been worse and worse and worse in their own ways. And what we're experiencing now with all of these shortcomings from Activision and COD, I genuinely believe is just strict karma. Like, I don't actually not believe that. I genuinely think there is quite a bit of karma coming around towards Activision simply because they've been screwing over the community in so many different ways for the last like 5-6 years, even though they've been doing this essentially since the dawn of COD. But every single thing that you are seeing currently unfold in the community, a lot of it is just what naturally needs to come back around because of every single dog shit thing that Activision has done that we know of. And you know what, guys, just to end the video off on a light note, let's just throw this in here just in case. You never know, guys. You really never know. I really didn't expect MW 2019 Part 4 to actually exist. So hypothetically speaking, Vanguard 2 is a possibility. Now, if that ever happens, you guys just need to know, like, especially if it comes after MW 2019 Part 4. Guys, Vanguard 2, like, I'd rather die fucking twice than play Vanguard 2. Like, that sounds like actual, just full-blown Eazy-E AIDS. Alright? Like, I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to calling Suge Knight up and freeing him, because at this point, I think I'd genuinely rather do that than experience Vanguard 2, especially after MW 2019 Part 4. Activision, suck my balls. But that's gonna do it for me today, guys. I'm curious to know what you guys think about all this. What do you think is genuinely going on with Call of Duty as of recent? Like, where do you pin this? I personally think it's Activision, but let me know what you think down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notifications to stay up to date with my newest videos. And yeah, guys, it's been the boy Fooly. Have yourselves a good one. I'm out of here. Peace.